All right, let's keep it family friendly now.
Yeah.
That'll be good.
A lot of big changes.
That's true. You'll just have to see what's coming tonight.
So would you be able to share the logo packet on your screen so it goes to the Zoom?
Oh yeah,
Do you have that?
I think so.
Okay, perfect.
Heath, can you hear us? Jeremy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can you hear me?
We can hear you coming through loud and clear.
Perfect.
And I can hear you guys as well too.
Perfect.
Welcome to our March 2023 Summerfest, not Summerfest meeting. A summer celebration meeting. I didn't know what to say in the email I sent out to the student marshals. I was like to tell them that they were the winners, you know, and I was like, Orem summer celebration. I think one time I did it on Summerfest, but I was like, I don't want to call it Summerfest when like a minute later we're changing to a different name. Can we have anyone who'd like to approve the minutes from our February meeting? And I said I was gonna get 30 phone calls. Hello?
I'll do whatever she just said.
Approve the minute?
Yeah,
Okay.
I got it.
didn't do it.
I don't know, call that.
Yeah.
Call
Does anyone want to
that.
second that? Anyone else for you? Or
You
you
can.
can?
Staff cannot
Staff
second.
cannot
We'll
second.
look to your half or the online
There's only
participants.
guys for.
I'll second.
Okay, go for
Okay,
it.
just second. Okay, I first and he seconded.
We are recording this somewhere, so someone has this information. Okay,
Call for the vote.
and the vote, is that approved?
All in favor? You bet.
Yes,
Aye.
And if there's anyone online, have them say.
Do we have anyone online?
Just staff online.
Because we're like severely lacking in people right now. Because from last week's meeting, I was feeling,
Last week, last month.
okay, cool. We're good.
Oh, here comes Shelly.
Shelly's here.
Oh, good. I was just gonna say, it's Shelly's turn. Yep. Fantastic. I was gonna say, does anyone hear from Shelly? If we need anything.
I just need Pete. We can all have whatever. What would we do without Pete?
He really runs the show around. Okay, so, but besides getting that stuff up, applications, whatever, there's no other updates.
This really can't do anything until.
So some are already starting to roll in,
Are they?
which is interesting. You know, we haven't even advertised it yet.
So you did post it. or
We
they're
didn't.
doing it on-
They're just doing it online,
last year?
which is
Okay.
fine. I mean, what direction do you want to take this year?
Well, does anyone, I think it's pretty good, but if anyone has any improvements, what they do, though, we can certainly work on it. I think each year we keep getting better
We do.
and better.
Pretty soon we're gonna get our own TV station, our own TV show.
Right.
Get picked up.
Right.
Yeah.
Kat asked if they're turning on the Google link, so. the Google-
Oh, we're on Zoom. It was in
He
the,
sent out an email with the Zoom link
Yeah.
yesterday.
and Bill, it looks like Bill joined.
Oh,
Bill, can you hear us?
Yep,
Is Kat there with you or is she somewhere else?
she is. She's gonna try logging out and back in.
Okay.
oh. All right, thank you. Christie emailed me her update, she was not gonna be here. So. Let's see, she's received a lot more applications with repeats. Application closes April 30th. I guess I could just add you to the update, or is she? We're doing it together. Yeah, you guys are gonna start selecting vendors in the next couple of weeks. Definitely has some anxious vendors waiting to hear back.
Yes.
Probably people who may get a little got through last year.
I haven't had a lot to me.
That's kind of nice. Sorry, what did you say?
I mean, the regulars I have.
Mhm. The people who know you.
But not- So yes, we're gonna start selecting probably after this week. She had a big thing going on this week. So we're gonna start narrowing things down. My biggest question was, are we gonna do premium like we did last year? How do we wanna work that?
I thought last year was really smooth. What do you think?
Yes.
Should we just do it again?
I say do it again.
Okay.
So back to the same, I think prices, we were gonna keep
Mhm.
the regular booth the same, do a premium booth at
Mhm.
200.
200
And then four.
for double, yeah.
Yeah, okay. So four for a double. So I think, yeah, we just, Christie and I need to decide kind of when that premium date is opening, and you already have kind of program work with that. So I think we're good.
So right now the applications that you have are just generic applications, not selecting premium or regular.
So they write on their application what they want.
Okay,
And so we select, I mean, if you want a premium, you pay for a premium.
so that is still one of the options.
Yeah, so they just get to open up early and then they get to pick their spot.
Right.
Right, so that's what premium is versus our doubles, we've kind of outpriced always, but we still have a lot of people who want them. So we make them high and they want them and that's, but the rest of them, I think is fine. I think we have a lot of applications this year, which,
Done.
yeah, so I think that we'll be fine, but those are always like, lots of duplicate items and things, and so we have to filter out that. And lots of businesses, so are we gonna continue with the business?
Yeah, so I just updated that today, so we can send, you guys can send that link for those that don't make the cut.
And make sure that when it says that it's on Monday.
Right,
Yeah.
correct.
Yeah, good. Okay,
Critical detail.
so I think that those are all, I think boutiques is doing just fine.
Okay, great. All right, and is Jim here for competitors?
Right.
You're used to always having the windows.
You-
There's no window for you.
I need to get closer so I can hear. The food vendor application process closed on Sunday. We received 56 applications in total for food vendors. I've already gone through them and kind of selected who I believe would be the top 23 maybe, or 21. I actually selected 21. And with 2 alternates, just in case somebody drops out or where that goes. I have the list here. I'll read it to you if you'd like to hear who it is. If there's somebody that you went to last year and they were very rude or mean or angry, let me know. We'll go the different direction. There are 4, I've selected 4 new food vendors that have never been to Summerfest before. Give somebody else an opportunity, but the other 16 or 17 are people that have been with us last year, the year before, or previous years.
My kids are still hoping for cut off.
Yeah.
What's that?
My kids are still hoping for cut off.
They did not apply. They did
Ah.
not apply.
Someone needs to know someone who works at cut off to make that happen.
And they don't have a trailer.
I don't think was it Capital Burger that one year too, they didn't reapply.
They were so good.
Which one was this?
Capital Burger.
Yeah,
Oh, they were so good.
they did not apply this year
Yeah.
either, so.
Dang.
One thing I tried to leave out was people with food trucks. They're just so big and awkward and bulky, they're really hard. So we have a total right now of 4, actually 5, one of the alternates. There will be 4 that sell out of trailers. One of the alternates is a trailer. And everybody else is either a single canopy or a double canopy. A couple of them have a trailer or canopies for food trucks. When I call them, I'm going to make sure that they're bringing their one that we've kind of gone off of on our list. But anyways, of those 21, not counting the alternates,
Sorry, Jim, real quick. Did you pick 4 sponsors?
I have picked, well, that's one question I have here.
Okay.
There are 2 sponsors that have worked with Kenna that are what we would call maybe a partial sponsor. Those are Kona Ice and Pop Drinks. Now, Pop Drinks is the new sweet rolled tacos, Jared Beach. He does not want to sell sweet rolled tacos this year. He wants to sell just drinks.
Okay.
So he has a flavored soda drink thing that we're going to go. So we have Kona Ice, Pop Drinks, who are partial sponsors. Texas Twister, usually very popular. Dokar roasted corn. We have a roasted corn place.
Oh, that was so
The
good.
Italian place, cheesesteak sandwiches. Franks and Drinks, a cheap hot dog and drink mainly for parents with little kids. They get something cheap for their kids. And it's not going to be a waste if they throw it away. We have Slice of Pizza. They make personal pizzas and sell slices of pizzas. First sponsor would be a place called Bento Blocks. They sell teriyaki type rice bowls, things like that. Next one, we have one snow cone place, Green Snowies, Dippin' Dots, an ice cream place. We have Pacific Island Grill, a Polynesian food place. Next one is Fruitso. They sell Dole Whips, pretzels, churros, flavored. Yeah, they want to be a sponsor also, so that would be a second full-fledged sponsor.
Excellent.
We have All American Grill. They sell burgers and brats, things like that. They want to be a sponsor. We have Vilo Chicken. They sell barbecue chicken, Polynesian type food. They also want to be a sponsor. Got a place called Taco Nation. They sell tacos and Mexican style meals. Another place called Holy Cow. It's a South American Hispanic food. They sell very similar to cheesesteak sandwiches. Another one, South American native cuisine, is Misty Peruvian. They've been with us before. They sell Peruvian meals. Another place is going to be Expo Foods, fried chicken, fried shrimp, fried fish, different forms, sandwiches, things with that. Expo Foods. And I just did that. Okay, Pocket Jacks, kettle corn, that type of thing. And then the two alternates I have right now is a place called Shifuku. They sell teppanyaki style dinners. And the final one I have, if we need it, is Jurassic Tacos, if we decide we need another taco place.
Those are good.
So that's the selection. Fits really good in our size, their space requirements, and fits really good in our power requirements. So
Kat wants to know if we have a Navajo taco place.
we do, it is, it's a fried bread, famous fried bread.
Perfect.
They sell Navajo tacos. It's not Doris, I can't remember her last name. She's been a traditional person that's because she did not apply this year, I don't know why.
Did
So-
Pitch apply?
No.
Okay.
No.
He was asking me about being a food vendor as well. He's in the boutiques, but I just wanted.
What was the name of his food?
I don't know.
Yeah, doesn't ring a bell. So, and I didn't bring the list of the ones I didn't select.
So how many wanted to be sponsors?
4.
And can we take them all?
As far as I'm concerned, we can.
Okay, let's do it.
Yeah, so what I need to get going with you is the link set up for payment.
Mhm.
I will send Kenna the names of the ones that want to be sponsors and let her deal with that part.
Are there any that we need to charge the extra amount to?
Not really.
Okay, you feel comfortable about
Either
it?
700 or 1,400, or the sponsors are 2,100.
Are there any that want to give donations to people?
Nobody's just
In the park all day. 12 hours.
Yeah.
Okay.
I will buy you lunch.
Don't mind me.
Debbie donation.
I might charge it to the city.
So, well, I kind of little feedback on when do we want to set a cutoff date for payment? I was thinking either April 1st or April 15th. No, May 1st or May 15th.
There you go.
May 1st, sound
Yeah,
good?
May 1st, I think makes sense for me.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll set that cutoff date.
And then if we talk to Merrill, we might get them.
Yeah.
Okay, and I will email the ones that we have accepted their invitation by the 1st of April. And I'd like to send the link for payment in with that invitation for them. So if you could, Peter, if you could get me that information.
I'll add it to my list.
And I think that's it, but no, it looks, I feel good about the selection, really do. Most of them have worked with us before, and they're pretty easy, pretty mellow to work with.
I appreciate you getting the hot dogs, the lower cost, because I think that's important for
Yeah,
grandmas like me who's gonna probably
yeah.
spend a lot of money on.
They can get a hot dog and a drink for $5.
That's
And most of the other
perfect.
places are $10 to
Perfect.
$15, and
Yeah,
if kids don't eat it and it gets thrown in the garbage, it's no big waste.
yeah, I think that's a good thing to be sensitive to, so I appreciate that.
And are the food vendors there Thursday, Friday, and Saturday? Or just
Thursday,
Yes.
Friday, and Saturday,
And then
yes.
the boutiques are just Friday.
Setup, we'll try to get most of the setup done Wednesday afternoon, Wednesday evening, and maybe a few stragglers Thursday morning, but they'll all be told they need to be ready to sell by 1 o'clock on Thursday, even though they won't be too busy Thursday afternoon, they'll pick up Thursday evening quite a bit, so.
Very cool.
As long as the sun comes out.
Okay.
Okay, awesome.
We're set.
All right, Annie.
So I've got scales and sales scheduled. I've got face painters, balloon artists. I need to find out who's over the stage so I can make sure that we're doing the same time slots.
Are you still, Mike? You thinking Mike?
So Karina here is our brand new next week events coordinator staff for the city, and she will be the primary responsible for the stage. So she has had 0 training, and she just found out.
Guys, get the
alongside
stage.
y'all, but Karina will be our point of contact.
Okay, and they just use the same schedule they had last year, which I have that schedule, so like if we can, if they need to be flexible, that's fine, I just need to know, so they can like rearrange things.
Great. So if you want to send it to me now, and I can get it to Karina when she starts. Or again, we'll make sure that once she's actually started, has a city email account,
Okay.
we'll get everything to y'all.
Okay, cool.
Great. Do you have all of your craft things for your craft times? And are you doing the same craft times you did last year? Are you doing crafts all 3 days or?
It will be all 3 days. I wanted to clarify, the carnival is open from 10 to noon, what is it, noon to 10?
Noon to 10.
Noon to 10.
On noon to 10 on Thursday, Friday,
On
10 to 10,
10 to 10.
on Saturday.
Okay. Because I know last year we had the kids craft start earlier and then people were mad that it was like into it and then it's like we were done. So I wanted to be more closer to those times. So I'm working with my vendors to see when they want to come, like for the face painting, we do artists, but I wanted to make sure.
Is the sale, I mean, is the tent gonna be open both sides again?
That option
I like open
available.
both sides.
Say again?
I got that option available, so.
Yeah, then let's do that again.
Yeah, I got too sneaky when it was only open one side.
They didn't care, they didn't tell me yes or no on
Okay.
both, they just like.
I
whatever
just
we did
think it
last year.
helps the boutiques on this side not feel like it was just to the back of it, and nobody, not a lot of traffic went down there, but when it was open both sides, there was a lot more traffic for the vendors right there.
That's all about.
Okay, awesome. I haven't seen any updates from John. Is John on the Zoom?
No,
Do we
John,
know anything about car show? Do we,
just that it's moved days.
it's on Monday now?
Yeah.
This is Kenny. It's under control. I think.
Okay, so Kat,
Everything's good on my end. The VIP tent and the pancake breakfast are all good.
beautiful. Thank you. All right, Nate.
Things seem to be coming along well. We have decided on the categories for the babies, so there's always a bunch of age group categories, and then we have special categories, patriotic, perennial, and then there's 2 others. We'll have a when I grow up category, so they can do different careers and things. And then a cooking in the zoo category.
Oh, love it.
So that'll be fun. I wanted to see about t-shirts, maybe that's coming up later on the agenda. Just ordering. Yeah.
Sure.
That is
we're
there.
confident. So Laura, do you order those t-shirts?
It's usually,
Trevor.
over here.
You can order them.
I thought it was Laura.
No, I'm happy to help you. I haven't done any work.
Yeah, so I'll design them and then maybe I'll get with you to order them. Trevor,
Yeah.
that works. Tim, is now the time?
Try it.
Try it? Okay. How are we feeling about camo shirts?
No.
Sorry, Tim.
You want to stand out, not blend in.
Yeah, so with the Grand Marshal being the American Legion.
They have urban camo that comes in all kinds of colors too.
That's not wrong, military thing. though.
Yeah, like we're kind of doing that whole
Maybe
movement.
do on the sleeves or something, I don't know.
Yeah, maybe we'll go, Tim, it's time to go back to the drawing board.
I'm out.
Bring a visual, you know.
What do you mean, like, what argument is be the one?
Be the one. Yeah.
Okay. We might say not National Guard, that's the wrong one.
American Legion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think it should have a patriotic feel. I don't know what that's gonna look like, but let's definitely.
Maybe American flags on the sleeves or something.
I'm okay with that. too.
Okay.
As long as it's respectful.
Yeah, Tim's out, so I'll have to consult with somebody else
I tried.
for the next idea. Thank you, Tim. That's brave.
I can wear it for the week. I mean, I'll survive, it's fine.
I had no other input. I had to get something.
I know, you know, it takes a lot of courage to even put an idea
Do we
forward.
have an input on the shirts for?
Yeah, let's hear it.
I don't have them yet.
Yeah, camo's out, so don't even. Yeah.
You know the one I
Did
like?
people like soccer
I
jerseys?
like the Heather one.
Uh-huh.
Heather- Whatever. that
Yeah, the one
is.
that's kind of like a blue, like a,
Yeah,
like
there's
a.
been some doozies, no offense, but yeah, not for that shirt. I did like the soccer.
Weren't we talking about halter tops?
Still not flashy. Like some Daisy Dukes to go.
The soccer uniform changed my life. It's one of the weekends I'm like always. wearing-
You're always wearing your Orem
I've
soccer
never
jersey.
had one. I never had a soccer jersey or
Soccer?
anything.
So last year, did people like those? Like, you know, it wasn't a polo. Did people like going away from the polos?
I like it
better than.
You
the
like-
Saturday, so I may have gone with, yeah, I don't know.
You didn't like this jersey.
No,
Okay.
it's okay.
You like a polo better?
I do.
Okay.
I like the polos.
Do you like more official?
I like whatever.
I know that sometimes polos are hard for women, like, the polo,
Don't order Port Authority. That is
Yeah.
just as crappy as brand. Sorry.
they,
I'm telling you, I've had so many polos and they went.
Port Authority, please don't sue us.
And they like.
So, if you're gonna get a polo, I'm gonna go polo, look at
Find
it.
one that sells a women's cut.
We're gonna get rid of women.
Yeah. Women's cut, 3/4 speed.
No, you know what, honestly, that is the middle of summer.
You don't.
People like a Ashlie along this.
You know-
I just wanted the color.
Yeah. Do we do this like bridesmaids and you just get your own thing and then we'll put Summerfest on it?
No,
It's beautiful.
Yeah?
that's beautiful.
I mean, if,
I just want a feature other thing with a decent shirt, and when I mean decent shirt, I'm talking even really, you can look see it like a Nike, I mean, something that's gonna be a nice feel.
golf shirt or.
I don't really want to cheap down the shirt, because like I said, we're gonna spend $40 and we spend 50 or 60, a little bit more than
Uh-huh.
what people do is worth a good brand.
okay.
I'm just gonna, and I'll approve it.
Right.
No, because honestly, you guys are doing so much work and giving you a crappy shirt that you're never gonna work with me is a waste of my money. Let's give you something you like.
That's true.
Let's give you something you like, something that'll fit
Can I be
well.
on the lookout?
Yes, you can.
Yes. Can I help you? Yes.
Shopping.
I'll send some things around. Or I'll send some things around. I'll take care of y'all.
This is great.
You need to say, I need it by.
Okay, yeah, we need it.
2 weeks, 3 weeks. When do you need to get started?
If we can get it by like early May,
Oh, easily.
easily?
And is that when you would need counts as well?
For volunteer shirts.
Both. We're talking like,
Volunteer shirts.
are you doing-
A t-shirt.
yeah, t-shirt. We just need to pick a color or
Yeah.
a style.
Try to blend copies.
Do you want to be in charge of both? Picking both the t-shirt and the staff shirt?
Like, how do you pick a t-shirt? Like color?
Color?
Okay.
Yeah, and like brand. Port Authority has been,
Yeah, it's been X.
that's in the same pile as camo.
Terrible idea.
Pete, remember that brand makers are helping with the t-shirts.
They're gonna print them for us, right?
Right. Mhm.
Brand makers, they're one of the sponsors.
Oh.
Yeah, so I mean, we still,
They have catalogs you can
we-
pick from?
yeah, maybe. I mean, I think we still pick the thing and then they just put the
Cool.
stuff on it.
Okay. I'll start with it.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
We got a little tangent to there.
That's
we were
okay.
leading on
That's
us.
good.
Sorry.
I put a couple of, and I can take some of these offline. So we're still doing it we're doing it again at the rec center, but I have some questions about that. I'm wondering if there's a contact I should talk to or just bring it here. I want to make sure that we avoid class conflicts. Last year, we had some additional people, like a kickboxing class, that tried to show up at the same time. So,
I can get you in touch with Mariah Shirley, the facility manager. I'll send you an email with her contact right now.
that'd be great. I just have a couple of questions like that. We have, last year, we couldn't figure out how to open the wall in between the two rooms. There was no one there that knew what to do.
Okay,
We'd
perfect.
like to do it, like set up the night before if that's possible. I don't know how difficult it is.
That shouldn't be an issue, as long as it can be a little bit later at night. I think on a Friday night, we're probably done by 7 or 8, so if you don't mind coming by sort of late evening.
Yeah.
Okay, great.
And I think there was one other question. Oh, so someone on my committee had this idea, I just thought I'd float it. We have these swag bags that we give out that are like 385 to 400 bags that we do. And we're just thinking maybe it'd be cool if we got like a day pass, like for each of those bags to the rec center. And a lot of people were bringing family members with them. So it's an opportunity to get more people in and advertising, speeding up the bag.
Nate, we're getting the rec or the fitness center's donating those, so we can just give those ones to you.
Yeah, that'd be great. I mean, I don't want to take away from another committee if there's somewhere else that they're.
I think it's okay. We can figure it out. We can spread the wealth.
Okay. That'd be awesome. Can I
Sorry,
talk-
one more question on that. Was
Yeah.
that for people bringing someone with them the day of the event, or this is to give it to them afterwards to say, come back later this summer?
To come back later.
Okay,
So
okay,
we pre-stuff a bunch of stuff into a bag that anybody that registered takes away.
Got it, okay.
Okay. Ken, I was wondering if you were planning on asking Chick-fil-A for books this year, if we could.
I have asked Chick-fil-A several times. I'll keep trying.
Okay.
No one's getting back to me.
And then what about the Target cards? Are you able to do that again?
Yeah, I can get those for us.
And last question for me, I think last year we were able to take the raffle items to the library same day, and also we have the prizes. I wonder if we could bring those to the library in advance, and then just people can immediately come over and grab them that day. Is that? Does that make
Do
sense,
you want to,
or-
because it was kind of fun how you had them on display, so you could like see that.
Yeah, we have the raffle prizes. We did it on some display, and then just after the event's over, I or someone else on my committee gather them up and bring them right over.
Oh, because last year you waited until Monday or whatever to take it over, okay.
The library is closed
Oh,
that
is it?
Saturday because of the event and the minimal parking and the construction anyways. They have opted to
I
just
wondered.
be
yeah.
shut down that day.
Okay,
So
that's fine.
Monday works, or we could do a different location if you want to do it, because I do like that day, they can just, they're already here, they can grab their prize and wrap up and be done. We could do it at the fitness center or something, but, or that we could do the library on Monday.
Okay.
Oh, I mean,
Well, the other prize, there's a whole bunch of prizes. There's like 14 categories and 3 prizes in each category. Times 2 gender, is that right? It's a lot.
A lot of prizes.
Yeah, the library doesn't love it, but they're really great to do it.
They're essential.
Yeah, so maybe we just keep it all together.
Well, and let me know, we could, depending on how easy, are they fragile, are they large, or could we put them in the back of a
You
vehicle?
know, there's some of them are valuable. you know,
Okay.
So that's.
Okay. I was gonna, we could leave them at the fitness center till Saturday at 10 PM, and then starting Monday at 9 AM, they're available at
Oh,
the
yeah,
library.
that works. Yeah.
Okay, yeah,
Oh, so if they could either go Saturday at the fitness center.
or library.
You know what, though, I think we put it in the instruction sheet in the back so people know how to get their prizes if they win.
Okay,
It's just gonna be simpler if we say, go to the, yeah, go pick up your prize starting Monday,
perfect.
and we'll just call them and let them know. Like we normally do. And are you working on the registration site? Or not the registration, sorry, the site for judging?
Oh, yeah. We'll just, I mean, how'd you feel like
Yeah,
it?
last year was great.
Okay, we'll just do it again.
And if you have the staff, computers like we did last year.
Hmm.
Jay, I had a thought. You know how like that room that you use has 2 outside doors?
Mhm.
And I don't know, like, if it was annoying to the people at the rec center front desk, but what if you just like really big sign to them, enter, exit, and have everyone go in, and they didn't actually have to go into the fitness center, they can just go into that room, back out of that room. And have like a little canopy set up for the check-in computers, instead of in the hallway, just right outside that glass door. And, or even right inside that glass door or something, you
Yeah.
know, and then everything just stays, just because there are 2 doors. I mean, it wasn't necessarily terribly hard, but it does get a little confusing when you walk in the rec center, and people who are going to exercise, and then you're there, and anyway, just a thought that I had.
So the problem you're trying to solve is confusion for people coming in. Is that what it is?
Coming in, and just organization, just keep it organized, and then, you know, just check in here, you go in, you find your line, you stay in your line, leave, whatever, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's possible, it's really your staff having to be in the heat. There is a little bit of shade over there, I think. And we have to run power out.
I think one of the things that people enjoyed about coming in through the building is they could go use those bathrooms that are just right there. They like, prep their baby.
It's terribly confusing either.
Yeah, I don't know. I was just at the desk, so I don't know what the experience was coming in, but
Yeah.
It seems to run fairly smooth, but we use one of the signs that they have there that are you snap open and they're 11 by 17 to kind of direct traffic to the right for the baby contest. But we could do something larger and then said rec center this way, baby contest that way to make it clearer.
It wasn't necessarily terribly confusing, I was just confused, like, people were confused about
Yeah,
see
yeah.
if it's working.
Well, the nice thing is there is a little recess there by the entrance, so those cables seem to work fine, and it doesn't stop traffic,
Yeah,
just trying to get into the pool. So.
All right, is Ashlie on the Zoom? I know she's not here physically.
No, Ashley.
Okay, and I haven't got an update from her, so I don't know what's going on with it. So student marshals, I've got all of the student marshals, one of the schools, because we added Mazer and Arches. I never heard back from Arches, and it was just not worth the effort to follow up, but Mazer did send some kids, and I confirmed, that all the students live in Orem. One school they have to send a different student because the first student they chose didn't actually live in Orem. And I've sent the congratulations, you've won, I need your little blurb and your school photo. I told them by next Friday, so the 24th, and then I will just, I forward those directly to you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
that's what I'm
As
sure.
soon as I get those, I'll forward them on to you. And then I actually don't know who we contact for the trophy. They get told to get plaques. Who they get plaques from?
I do those.
Oh,
I
thank
just
you.
need the names.
So, since I have all the names already, you want me just to shoot you a quick email with all those names?
That'd be great. Yeah, just make sure they're spelled correctly and all that.
Sorry, would you say that again?
Just make sure that we have all the right spellings and what they want on the plaques.
Okay, like if they go by, like if Elizabeth goes by Liz or something.
Right, yeah.
I think that maybe, depending on time and like all that stuff, I'm gonna try maybe a call, since I haven't gotten any of them sending me their information yet. I think like some of them will respond by now, but maybe I might just call them all and go voicemail, because it's a random email from someone you don't know, and you know, might get filtered to the chat box, I don't know. And then Spirit Awards, have you put out a form requesting that from the community yet? Heath?
I have not,
Okay.
but if we're ready to do it, we can do that.
I think now's a great time.
Are we wanting it to just, what do we want? Because usually it has, you
Well,
know.
the theme is be the one.
Mhm.
And I thought you could maybe, I don't know how the American Legion like website is, if they have a thing that explains their theme with Facebook Blurb, because you can always include a link to that, like we're patterning our celebration after the Be the One American Legion has, and then link to read more about what they.
Yeah, so,
Do we want to pick someone who's got military service? Maybe this
yeah, we
year?
might want to. I mean, the Be the One thing is all about preventing suicide with veterans. And so,
So be the one who reaches out to someone.
yeah, maybe it's something around that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, do you want me to come up with words, or? do you want-
No, just if that's kind of the direction you want us to go, then I'll just adjust what we already have and put it out there. Okay.
And then will we, like, I remember last year we voted here in this meeting.
Yeah, so I guess I mean, our next meeting is in a month, so we'll use between now and then.
That's great, still for magazine and everything.
Yeah, so basically we use until between now and then to get the nominations, and then in the April meeting, we'll decide.
Okay, perfect, sounds great.
Can I ask about the one thing? Little sidebar. Is that something that we can expand on for broader application, not just to veterans, or do we want to keep it? You know what I mean? Like if we did some kind of suicide prevention information, just in general, that was not necessarily just about veterans, would that be appropriate, or?
You know, my kind of fun would be to give out bracelets that say Be the One and have the suicide hotline on phone number on them.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
call someone, or was it the Safe UT app, like any of those things?
Thank you to you, and you could get.
You have hope for
over
more.
Utah.
Right.
Oh, we have hope for more.
Yeah.
You know, it'd be cute to get all the little lifesaver, because they have.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, that's a good idea. Yeah, we could
Do we
definitely do
have like
something.
in those community booths, you know, we have a little community booth for it, and would the American Legion want to man a little booth, or maybe Hope for Hope usually has a booth, don't they?
I can talk to Kathy, she's.
Yeah, they've been involved in various ways.
I think, because that'd be kind of fun to tie it all together, have a booth where people can stop by, and just to, because the more we talk about suicide prevention, the more we can be the one, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think it does apply to more things.
Yeah, there's a lot. I mean, our youth are just.
Right.
having a hard time right now, so.
Yeah.
No, I've got a little bit of time.
All right. I'm up. Okay. So I talked to Sarah, they will not have, what night is the pool party? Man, this is embarrassing.
Wednesday.
Wednesday.
Wednesday?
What day really?
Wednesday?
Wednesday.
Oh, that was, oh,
Tuesday?
It's Tuesday.
Yeah.
Tuesday. So you're okay. You're not alone. Nobody really, Kenna knew.
Like flipped upside down.
Yeah.
But they're just rehearsing for Mary Poppins at that time, so they don't care about like a DJ or something. So my question is, if we have a DJ at the pool, do we have contacts there, or do I just?
Contacts at the pool?
No, DJ.
Oh, DJs.
Yeah,
You know, we've never hired one before.
I know. Okay.
So Craig Conover, who works at the Daily Herald, they own a DJ company. His sister DJ'd our ball, our centennial ball, so I can send you his contact information.
That's perfect. That's perfect.
We used him for a couple of municipal events in Provo and
Okay.
knows the crowd, good playlist,
Okay.
nice and easy.
Okay. So that's kind of where we're going. I saw that the hospital, is that who's kind of over sponsoring the pool party?
So Orem Community Hospital will be there with the booth and their balls and that kind of stuff. I still haven't got any response back from the orthodontist though.
Okay. That's fine. I just need to figure out who the marketing manager is over at Thompson, so I can get you her, because I've been communicating with Wade, and he didn't know. He's like, I don't know if I'm out of budget. So we'll see if he can step up there. I know that Steven and I had talked to I don't know, whoever's over like the food and everything. And originally we wanted to do like a open, because in years past, we have not had the food open at the pool party, but they said that they're fine to open it and even discount it to make it very affordable, family-friendly night. I have
Concessions?
follow up.
Oh, concessions.
Great idea. Because we never had food and everyone was peeling out to go get food and then bring it back and then sit outside the gate and eat, and it's hard. So that's like when we left off, we had talked and she said, oh yeah, we can do that. But I need to kind of follow up, and I don't even know who that was, because that was a Steven contact, so.
Also Mariah Shirley,
Okay,
so I can get you in touch with Mariah.
okay,
Shirley.
okay.
But yeah, I think what, I had talked to her a little bit, and what maybe the plan was to have a simplified menu.
Yes.
So instead of the full thing, we've got 5 items, and we'll make all of the prices very round
Right.
numbers,
Yeah.
nice and easy, and go from there. So,
Yes,
and also like, we didn't want to be offering ice cream bars if we had a sponsor doing the ice cream bars or
right,
whatever.
right,
So
right, right.
I'll send
Okay.
you Mariah's contact right now, and
Okay.
we'll work that out.
That's perfect. And are we going with the ice cream? Because we had also talked with them that we were gonna try and pull some of our sponsor from Kona and have the Kona ice truck outside in the first, however many, get just a mini, we had talked about.
We do have dilly bars coming.
Oh, good, okay.
Be confirmed.
We're thinking of changing it, but that's fine. That's fine by me. Other than that, I don't know what my budget is. So I don't know how much to spend on, say, a DJ or other games
Tyler's
or.
got our budgets, yeah.
Tyler. So that's kind of where we sit.
Is the pool party still open an hour later?
So I think Kenneth also put that we were making it later, like it was, we were trying to do it earlier, but I think.
Yeah, I talked to Mariah and she said they would have to probably start at 7, but that's just what she told me, Bryce.
So 7 to 9?
I don't know.
Uh-huh.
It's kind of hard to say 7 to 9.
Yeah.
7 to 9.
$2,500.
Okay. Okay. So that's a good starting point. I just don't know what Orem community is bringing in the way of games, if we need to supplement different. I just wanted it to make like it a party.
Oh,
Like,
yeah.
it's gonna be.
Right.
a
Well,
party.
I think all they're planning to do is have a booth and have the balls again. So you can do whatever you want outside. They'll just have the beach balls and have a booth, and then we'll have the billy bars.
Contests and we're gonna have gift cards for winners of different things, so we'll have all of that. We're just trying to make it a little bit more of a
I think
fun.
just having a DJ alone is gonna make it like feel more like,
Totally.
it's a trip to the pool.
Totally.
I do have a question about the time. It seems a little late for my kids' dinner. Can we go 6:30?
I know, right?
We can't go to 7?
I would want to talk to Mariah. If she already said 7, I'm sure there's a reason for it. So before
Ask for
I
those.
can talk to her and see.
I was gonna say talk to her, because when we were talking to her originally, like, we were moving it up like a lot earlier than that, like it was.
It has something to do with the, when they shut the pool down and and allow for this like parties. It had something to do with that, Bryce.
Okay.
So I remember
Yeah.
last year, because I was at the pool with my kids, and the pool, or the party was supposed to start at 6, and the pool was supposed to close at 6.
Yeah.
And I had said something to one of the employees, like I remember I was asking a question about, I can't remember what I was asking them, and they're like, no, there's no way, the pool party starts at 6:30, and I was like, no, I'm sure it starts at 6. She's like, no, we don't close till 6.
Yeah.
And they were so overwhelmed with the fact that,
Yeah.
like,
Is it not
it was
possible
just
to close
open
the
and
line?
just not, it was just, there was no like close, I would go
Right.
out and then people come back in again, it would just stay open, and
Yeah.
I think it really overwhelmed me.
We do try really, really hard not to change our operating hours because it is a ripple effect pain.
Okay.
And so my guess is she's probably trying to avoid that.
Yeah,
Um,
I just think it is kind of,
6:30 doesn't feel that bad. That's
Well, if they
an
close
hour.
at 6, can we do 6:30?
still half an hour.
So you have to kick everybody out.
That's what, so last year, they were really wrong with that, they couldn't kick everybody out.
Yeah.
Because like, it just, there was no way, like, they couldn't say like, the pool closes in 5 minutes, because the party already started.
Yeah.
So people
But
were
why do you care if they stay? Why do we have to?
but we don't care.
I mean, this
Can't they just stay?
Yeah, that's a good point. Why would they have to come
You know,
out? They
they
take
call a
free
pool check or
It was-
something and check the pool and then everybody gets back.
Well, I'd say like, as long as.
That's probably the
it's
easiest
maybe
is we
employees
just
want to
stay.
pay.
I mean, is there a
I mean,
different fee for this? Because it's half off, but the people that be at the pool had already paid to be there that day, right? So
Yeah.
part of me says
You
you just,
wanna
the
pay twice.
DJ hits the play button at 7 o'clock and now it's a pool party. So,
Yeah.
6:30.
or whatever, yeah, whatever that time is.
For me, it does feel a little late, but that's just.
I'm just thinking of all the families with little kids,
I
7 to
know.
9, 7 o'clock when you put the kids to bed. or
Right.
Start to get them to bed.
Let's try for 6:30 if we can.
Yeah.
If it's, we can beg a little bit.
Okay.
Or even 6 o'clock.
If we're not kicking our regular residents out, we have a lot less heartburn about it, because we don't have to change advertising hours. What happens inevitably is someone plans something
The
and
only,
we're kicking them out early. But
I think
if we're saying just now there's a DJ,
And discounted prices at this time. then-
yeah, I think that makes it really easy.
Yeah.
my thinking is this, is a lot of the games and the dilly bars and everything are the first so many people in there, which that's the only thing that I'm thinking, ooh, if you're already in there, then how do we justify it? So that's the only problem that I'm seeing with the.
Why do you
stay
care?
over.
If they're swimming at our pool, enjoying it,
Yeah.
you just first come, first serve. I don't have a
Set up,
problem.
whoever shows up gets it, but some people to the booth.
Yeah,
To
yeah,
the booth.
I don't know,
I mean, the whole idea is to have fun and.
yeah.
Yeah.
And just make it.
And I think if we have a DJ, lots of games, lots of stuff going on. If they miss out on a dilly
Well,
bar.
and because we're gonna open the concessions, like that's, and I'll like.
Well, good. I will put you in touch with her. If we're not kicking people out of the regular pool hours, we can probably start at 6, 6:30, 7, whatever we want. Makes logistics a lot easier and we'll go from there.
Awesome.
Okay.
That's it. Very cool. Okay, and Bill.
Bill, you're up.
I think we're good to go. We have Wiener Schnitzel providing hot dogs. Do we have anybody for pies yet, Kenna?
Not yet. I'm struggling this year with some people. I'll keep working on it.
Okay. So I'm sure Kenna will get that taken care of, and so we'll be good to go.
So I know in past years we just bought pies from Herman, but I was just thinking, since yesterday was Pie Day and I was driving down State Street and I saw that sign at Meters, I don't know how often Meters makes pies, but that would be kind of fun, so.
Every day.
There we go, Meters makes pies every day, you can see where I buy my pies.
I mean, I can reach out to Neaters too. Harmon's have been really good the last couple of years. I just need to call. They're just not responding to my email.
Oh, okay. Cool. Okay, so the Grand Parade is still technically vacant and it's still mine, okay. So Bryce has set up the new thing, but I need to get with you, well, probably just emailing to get the link updated on the website. I have 8 applicants so far, but because the link is still the old, takes the old applications, I have to manually transfer those all from the 2023
Oh, okay,
grade to
gotcha.
2023, I'm not gonna make them reapply. But we talked about just really like narrowing down, solidifying who we're selecting, trying to make it more of a quality parade. And we talked about lots of different candy passing ideas, and Bryce and I were gonna meet up, we probably should schedule something to actually do that in
Yeah.
July. But did you want to share some of those ideas that you had seen?
Yeah, and a lot of it we're just trying to, or we have to be safe, and we have to take the risk management considerations into this. I know there was a tragic accident last year in Kaysville, and I feel it'd be irresponsible if we just hope that that didn't happen here. And so I don't feel comfortable with that. And so, but we also recognize that it's really fun, especially for our city council, to get to pass out candy and all that. And so I think what we might try to do is with the 5K happening before and the need to clear the course of the 5K, have the last biker or golf cart with the last runner and all that.
Oh, sorry, 5K is dead.
Oh, 5K guy?
Yeah, I think, unless you've heard otherwise.
No.
Yeah, so I think Kids on the Move pulled out.
Okay.
Oh darn, I thought that was gonna be so much fun.
Yeah, okay, 2024, that's gotta happen.
Yeah, that would be fun,
such a
yeah.
fun thing. Okay, so quick pivot. Now we have essentially the thought was, do you send the candy brigade out first prior to any vehicles being on the path? And again, the children off of vehicles around the trucks with these large floats was the dangerous condition. So you send the candy brigade out front, and it's all of the candy with the parade pays for all of the candy of all of the booths, and we just centralize it, and you get your candy goodie bag before any of the floats come by, or it's at the very end or something like that. Our thought was we clear the 5K, and as the 5K is wrapping up, we're doing the candy then, so it's pedestrians around pedestrians.
So I worry that a lot of other entries besides just the city council want to personally hand it out, especially like the kid groups is exactly what it is. The kid groups, their kids want to have passed the candy. I mean, if I could watch them out in the parade when I'm 10 years old, I wouldn't pass out candy because that makes it feel fun and not just walking and waiting for people. So I worry that we would have, even if there's just no way to be like, we'll be breaking that rule right and left.
Last year was the worst year.
It was so bad.
Like, it was so bad, and I feel so bad because everybody that has their spots for that full day are sitting in the curb, and then there's 10 more people in front of them.
Right.
And they won't stay behind the line, and they won't stop throwing the candy from the middle of the road.
Like, it was
So bad.
It made me go, I never want to come to this parade again.
Right.
I hate it.
And it's people who are standing there just for the
It's
candy.
awful, just for the candy. I'm like, oh, again,
Is that mainly from Northeast to State?
yes.
You know what's so
Yes.
crazy though, is like, so I went last summer to the Linden parade, and every single entry handed out buckets of candy. We did not know what we were getting into. We accidentally had a couple little string backpacks, which my 2 little tiny boys are the only ones I had with me, overflowing those little string backpacks with candy.
So much.
So much candy, and it was just such a different feel. It was a tiny street because Center Street in Linden is very different from Center Street in Orem, and it felt like, oh, this is what the Orem parade used to be. But the Orem parade isn't that. That's the reality. The Orem parade isn't that. There was no one standing in front of anyone. There was no one rushing for the candy. It just didn't exist. And so I was like, if the Orem parade was like this, where there was an 1/8 amount of people and no one was rushing in front of anybody, and then it would be different. But
They also didn't have as many, I feel like they didn't have as many cars.
Oh,
And a lot
lots
more.
of-
I didn't remember.
I thought there was even more cars than the one.
I didn't remember.
So I feel like the Orem parade just is not the same parade, the Linden parade. If you want me to go to Linden parade,
Yeah.
we have buckets of people visiting.
I will not throw candy.
I was gonna say candy is very important to the city council.
Right. it
I'm
is.
telling you, it's one of the most favorite things they do.
If we could figure out a way to do it better though. let's do
And
it.
do you have a no cars, yes candy half of the parade, and then a cars, no candy? Because again, it's children rushing out towards moving vehicles
Totally.
that
It
I
really,
can't
it's
accept.
really educating
the people who are in the parade. I walk and I say, move back, I'm not giving you candy until, so it's really up to the individual entry.
To follow the rules.
To follow the rules. And maybe we have to have more cops on the thing saying,
And maybe we
get back.
have more force to set the state, because that is where it's the worst, like,
Okay,
it's so bad.
So hey, can I speak up? This is Jamison. Because one of the statements that you just made, Debbie, of having more cops on the streets, we have, that day is basically all hands on deck. The only people that aren't working during that time are people that are on the swing shifts. And even working graves that's supposed to check in at 9. We try to put them on a post as well if they're able to. So this is a concern that we in the PD are very strong on, that something has to change, because it's unrealistic for us to be able to hold that fog line. Like we try, but then when you have, what was it?
What are you recommending?
So one of the recommendations I would make is, if you're going to hand out candy, whoever's going to hand out candy needs to do it on the sidewalk.
Totally, that's what we said, we walk in the gutters.
It makes more sense. Yeah, it makes more sense
to
to walk that sidewalk behind the crowd, because you got a huge crowd behind the sidewalk that's really not getting anything. Everybody's sitting on the, last year, I totally agree with you. Last year, I thought there was gonna be a kind of almost like a boat rage incident. That some parents and teenage kids were just gonna lose it.
Well, they did.
Over the fighting for the candy.
I had parents yelling at me for telling their kids to get out of the street, like to stay behind the white line. They were like cursing us out because we were trying to save their children from dying. Weird concept.
They can't do that at Provo. Right, they can't do it at Provo.
Okay, so if we have a candy break, we're gonna go and give everyone a Ziploc full of candy?
Or each, as part of the accepting the application, what's your float, how many people are on the road? And if you're distributing, you have to have one person on the east and one person on the west. And they are responsible for all, whatever you're handing out, that person hands it out.
I
And
think
we,
sidewalks is fantastic.
and we also probably need to approve it, because last year we were throwing frozen water bottles to the crowd, and so it's like we have to approve what we can and can't throw. It's,
No, my friends.
I gotta make, how hard is it? You stripe the streets, right, before the event, right, with the white line or whatever?
No.
Or green line. It's always.
It's just the road line.
What if you were to put another stripe? So there's a lane, it's the candy walker lane. And the person, anybody that wants to hand out candy is walking down that lane, and they become not only the candy, that's the candy aisle, but people have to stay out of the lane, because that's where the candy person is supposed to walk. There's no throwing candy from the vehicle. The problem if they walk on the sidewalk, you're gonna throw it both directions, and it's gonna go out into the street.
so as long as we separate it and we can put some onus on the application, hey, you have to have 2 additional dancers, kids, parents, whoever, that are in charge of any distribution. They never act in the street or vehicles. And
So one thing I would like to say is that children can't hand out candy. I understand, like I just said, that the kids like to. They get so in the moment that no matter how many times they know what the rules are, and how many times they read the rules, they are children and their brains don't work that way.
Yep.
So we have to say 16 or older.
Not even 16.
And brains are not fully developed till 20 years.
What if,
That is my own grandchildren who are responsible.
so I think we're close.
hey, Pete,
Yeah.
I was just gonna say, what if we just tell them that if anybody is in front of those lines, they don't get candy? They have to be behind those lines and they have to be sitting down in order to get candy. Refuse to give candy to people that are standing up and in front of those lines.
How about no candy from fourth these dismissed?
Oh,
I like that.
that is a brilliant solution.
Punitive.
The no candy
Who's
zone.
gonna get the complaints from the people who didn't get candy?
Well,
I said, and publicize
If
it.
we
Put it on
like, this is
Facebook,
the
social
no
media.
candy zone, if you don't want candy, sit in this zone.
But does that just shift your problem to 8th East? Or
Yeah, the rest of the parade route.
It does, except it doesn't
But for fourth east,
necessarily
might thin it out a little bit.
It wouldn't happen now, because then the entire rest of the route would have, it would take it from that one little block
Oh.
to spreading it out.
Maybe.
Why don't we have some discussions offline?
That's probably best.
and kind of look through, and I'm happy to go meet with all of you.
Yeah, and I think the non-negotiables, it sounds like we've got to be allowed to hand out candy, and we can't have children near vehicles,
Right.
and we can't
I
hope
think
for
there's something
increased
that's really
police
that
staff.
would work, and I'd like to, I do have to leave in 2 minutes. Do you want to go to this?
Is that okay if we jump to there really quick? I actually have a hard stop as well very soon, and we want to talk about Blank Fest. So did everyone have a chance to see yesterday's discussion? I sent out the link.
No.
It was wild, buckle up. They are creative folk and they did a great job. We really like it. So Pete's gonna
Yeah, you
share.
put yours on the TV and I'll put mine on Zoom.
Oh, perfect. Okay, so essentially we are looking at what we believe will now be known as Orem Fest. Orem Fest. I think that's why we did it. The branding is really simple. Family Fest was already trademarked as well. And we felt like maybe we could get away with it, but it was the same concerns as Summerfest. We would just be waiting for someone to claim their trademark and threaten a lawsuit or something like that. It was yesterday. I got it this morning from.
You know, I called it Oremfest for years before I realized it was called Summerfest. I literally didn't know Summerfest.
Yeah, I
first
call
5
it
years I lived in Orem.
Summer Oremfest.
I have the right whole thing.
On the Oremfest.
Do that, Windows
Literally,
key.
like, my whole life
I'm
right
sorry,
here.
hit
We're
Windows and
changing
key.
everything. I grew up right here. Thank you, oh, thank you.
I do want to say that the general concept, the council really likes, there's certain things we're gonna tweak, you'll soon see. The color is not set in stone, and I even asked the brand people if they wanted to kind of give us different colors for different events, or how would we like tie it into the magazine. So they're gonna be looking at some of those.
I'm so sorry, I can't get mine to display. I'm gonna walk it around really quick. Orem Fest.
Got it.
It's similar to our logo for the city. Debbie's got a hard copy here. It's similar, it's got the motifs of the logo with the mountain. It has the Family City USA branding. It replaces some of the other logo with.
Great.
Do you might have it for us? We've got our fireworks built in right there, and it's really
We
simple.
are asking them to kind of tweak this.
Is it not the same fireworks that Summerfest logo used to be?
Um,
Something
no,
similar?
I don't know.
It looks a little Walmart.
What we asked them to do is, this one's like a real, and this one, and we kind of felt like it needed to be somewhere in between. It was a firework, and
I wasn't as detailed.
wasn't as detailed, like this one had a star and a circle. But it'll be some sort of fireworky thing coming that way.
Wanted something that would work across the branding of Grand Parade and Baby Contest. It works on a polo. It works on a big banner. It is well shaped for a logo. It's got this font, which is not permanently tied to it, but they would do a less corporate-y font like what they do for the city logo and go for something more whimsical and fun.
It looks very summery. It looks like a splash of water.
Yeah, the O was supposed to be an
Oh,
ice
kind of
cream
like an
swirl
ice cream
or
swirl or something.
maybe, what was the old sitcom Family Matters was what he kept referencing with his typeface. So generally, I think we're really excited about it. I think it will be, we're not gonna run into trademark issues with Orem Fest for the next 50 years.
Let's
So,
trademark it.
yeah, they probably will.
I just know the firework is gonna tweak a little bit. That's the only thing I think we really gave the guidance.
Couple of different applications here that they put together. So I would communicate that the council feels pretty dang good about it.
Yeah, they like it.
Yeah, and again, colors are a type font here. So if you have feedback.
Are you guys okay with the blue? I think the blue is.
I think it'd be great.
It's nice. I don't know if you want to go darker or you like that color.
Can it change yearly as the colors to live in a permanent?
I like living in Peay because of all the banners we print for the parade that
Oh,
we
yeah.
print this year. I'd love to not have to.
We're every year.
I think it looks like summer and water and I kind of like.
Is it the same exact mountain range as the one that is the same exact mountain?
Yeah, it's the same one we have on our.
I like that. I like it being the same.
Same group made both logos. So. Okay, any other feedback?
They did one like this, I didn't like as well, it was a little more sans serif, a little more, blocky, but I don't think that's.
I don't mind that one as long as they use capital or lowercase, because it is easy to read. I almost like that better because it reminds me of the Summerfest. Like I felt that Summerfest was always about this.
I like the one, I like the fancy.
I like either way.
I like the fancy, I like that one better.
Everything else is.
That's what that screams to me.
Okay.
Bill, I guess, is he's trademarking it as we speak.
Bill,
Go, Bill.
what a guy. You guys, I'm so sorry, I have a family obligation that I forgot and nothing to read, but thank you for everything. Happy to meet, talk about candy.
Great. Yeah, you and and Karina can probably get together in a week and just walk through a few different options on that. Yes to candy and go from there.
Can we get just a couple more of the bike policemen, just to go fourth to state, back and forth. Because that's
You were
where
in hand radio guys?
I love it. Yeah, we can ask for hand radio. Or
Did the hand radio guys come up maybe?
I watched them last year and they were walking, they were driving to golf cart.
And then
And it was immediate when people would come back. You have to
So
get them to toe line.
there was one year when you thought about
I
doing
think,
like caution tape.
I don't think we not either, the candy.
Barbed wire.
It'll pull, as well as to push them
Yeah,
back,
if
and
you
pull them
got too
back.
much, if you got too much lane, so more people are in between the white line and the curve. Put the line for the lane on the inside instead of the
Yeah, you go
outside.
on the inside. Once again, thank you guys for amazing. Welcome aboard.
Thank
I'm also sorry to
Yeah.
cascade out of here early. Karina and I have to step out as well. Is there anything else for us before we leave? Otherwise, we'll turn it.
Well, you're the next thing on the list. Do you have any other administrative items?
Honestly, the name and logo was the biggest one that we're working
Okay.
through. Karina starts, she'll be a point of contact for a lot of paperwork and signatures and everything like that. And other than that, I think it's moving forward well. So I sent the email.
When is it official? Because I was on the website earlier, obviously the website's still on.
Yeah,
The council will approve it in 2 weeks, or officially adopt it. Is that right?
yeah.
And then everything will change.
Yeah, but I would say as you are writing emails now, I think it'd be pretty safe to say Oremfest in everything that we're doing, and we'll go from there. Okay, so sorry to speak that early on.
Okay, so let's create things stuff because we are quickly dropping like flies, so.
Yeah, let's have a call or something.
Kenna, you got anything for sponsors? You have an email?
She had to go.
Kenna already sent out her email?
Yep.
Did Tyler leave too?
No, he's here.
Oh, Tyler's still, it's Trevor who left. Tyler's still. Sorry, you start with Tia.
Yeah, that's okay. Everything's good on the budget. I've got a firm grasp on the ledger. It's all been updated for our current year. Everything was reconciled from last year, so we're good moving forward. So far, Ken has brought in a decent amount. I haven't spread out what her in-kind donations are. I haven't seen her actual spreadsheet, but in order to break even, she only needed 37,000 and she's already hit 46.8.
Good job, Kenna.
So she's already doing awesome there. The money looks good. If you need anything, let me know and we can talk. Last year, we had quite a bit more money than we even budgeted for, so I think there's some flexibility in the budget.
So last meeting you showed it up here. Have you emailed that to us and I'm not paying attention and realize it? If not, could you please email to the committee so everyone knows exactly what their budget is?
Yes, thank you.
I
Or even
can.
just like a screenshot of
I'll
that.
do
maybe
that.
first
I don't
screen.
think we've given the whole ledger to
I don't think so. I
everybody,
think we've just seen that
I'll
first
just-
screen.
but I'll do that. I'll get the contact list from Jill. And I'll send each of you your own individual budget screens. Does that work?
That's beautiful.
I was actually thinking about that earlier today.
It's a good way to do it.
Okay.
Too many hands in a shared document gets confusing. when they start
We just walk in, you
changing
just
things.
say, you know,
Yeah.
just. you-
And I can
you
do
and
that.
you, not it. Yeah. All right. Tim and John. Parks.
We called all of our vendors, everybody's on board so far, we're just waiting to hear back from Interstate Barricades, just to make sure we got that online. Other than that, we should be good to go. Probably a little bit of tweaking here and there coming up, but other than that, we should be solid. It does not change too much, we don't have to, it'll cost us a lot already, so. I don't want to add too many things, we can always take away stuff. On your end of the trade route, did that go perfect as last year, or planning on that same layout?
Yes, we'll have the same start as we did last year. And we didn't use any barricades though, right?
Oh, you had a tent set up,
Right, we did the parking lot last year.
right?
Love that, that was perfect. And
And then that's the amount of cones we had last time, that's all we had, was just your parade cones,
which are all good because I spray painted, I had black hands for like a week, but because I spray painted all of those numbers, so they were all,
perfect.
all the missing numbers are no longer missing.
Okay.
I think that's it.
Other than that, for now, I think we're ready to go.
All right. Should we be all in contact with you about putting together our volunteer like brochures, or what do you need from us? Okay, it's fine. Okay. So anyone who volunteers, especially me, and we'll have Ashlie write it because she's really good at sales pitching. She's very good. Okay, and then Karina is gonna be in charge of entertainment, so we don't need to.
Yep, she's good.
Perfect, okay. Jason isn't here about risk management. Pete, what do you need?
It's just gonna come time to start doing the magazine real quick.
Okay.
So I don't know if Bryce or Steven ever sent people their magazine write-ups.
So I got.
You have your, I've seen yours.
Back to you, I think you and Bryce. I think.
Yeah, you're good.
Okay.
And honestly, I don't think a whole lot will change. I mean, we just have to make sure we go through and change.
Oremfest.
Yeah, search and replace. Summerfest, Oremfest. Other than that, I think it's
I
okay.
only like 4 people to read it. So
We'll have to do that every year.
I know, it's gonna be crazy. We're gonna see Summerfest stuff like popping up like zombies everywhere.
Well, I think too, we should make sure that Ashlie thinks about it for boutiques, because sometimes, like, I don't know if they do, like, have like a little, Summerfest discounts,
Oh,
special
yeah.
events. Try and encourage them to change, not that they wouldn't have to change stuff.
Yeah, after the council approves it, we're gonna try to do like a big push and just like, hey, here's what went down. It's now Oremfest celebration.
Anything Summerfest is retro.
That's right. And now it's a collector's item.
That's right.
Okay. And Trevor is not ready to do anything with t-shirts yet, because we're gonna wait till next meeting to report our volunteer t-shirt numbers next meeting.
Yep.
Or sometime after. Okay. And we just heard from Officer Jamison. Anything else you need to add, Jeremy?
Yes. So one of the things my phone went out, we were talking about the vendors and the being the park. When you guys do your acceptance, will you please put in there, just letting them know that they will not be able to leave the park until the police give the all clear. And in order for us to be able to do that, meaning they're not going to be able to enter into the park off of Center Street, because I know last year that was one of the biggest issues, is that they were wanting to come and pack up and leave. And Bryce and I met and we tried to figure out a way strategically to help the situation. But there may be a plan, but realistically, it's going to be tight. And so just as long as they understand that they're probably looking at an hour after the fireworks before they're going to even be allowed to bring their vehicle in if they're not parked either in the senior center park, off of 100 North, or in the little galley area just there to the south of the park, just that little parking area. So we're trying to think of things. Go ahead.
So just to understand, so the problem is that they can't even bring their vehicles from the parking lot into the park to start packing up, or they can't leave the park?
So they can't. So two things. If they're parked where I said they were parked, they can bring their vehicles in the park. I mean, as long as they're navigating. But if they were wanting us to open up Center Street so that they can bring their vehicles in, and they can't. And so one of the thoughts, and I'll have to get with Tim, is to try to figure out a way that they can maybe get off on 400 East. So let's say they pack up and the park is still kind of closed, but we would allow, because we're going to open up 400 East, you can still go southbound. And so we potentially may open it up where they can go southbound or they can go eastbound. They won't be able to go westbound, but that's really the only options they're going to have, is to either go southbound and then they can figure out how to turn around, or go eastbound, go through Provo. And so those are what we're working on. But if we can set the expectations of just letting them know, expect to at least an hour after fireworks before you're going to be able to bring your car in, unless your vehicle is already there. Because that was what the issue was, is people wanted to bring their vehicles in just to start packing their stuff in there. And we even had some other people that didn't have, they weren't vendors, but they were upset that they couldn't leave because they parked right there, and we still weren't going to open up Center Street. And it goes back to the whole safety of people just walking across the street and just kind of maintaining control versus just giving it up and then trying to gain it back. And so until we get the all clear, that the park is cleared enough to the point where individuals can abide by the traffic signals, it'll be closed, kind of like it was last year. And so the key element with those vendors is they need to start, my opinion is, once the fireworks start happening, they need to stop selling. because what's happening is you have people that are still buying and they're just stragglers. And so if everybody knows that once the fireworks starts, basically it's over. Like there's nothing else being sold, everything's starting to be packed up, then that will help get those people out. So we're trying to find a solution.
I have a question. So I know that we were in that parking lot last year because that's where the VIP tent is and we drop off food and everything there. And I know that we had a problem even getting out after the hour because there were so many vendors pulling in that they wouldn't even let us out. Is that going to be the only route out of the parking lot there? Is that one space?
So the grandstand, and I would have to remember, is the grandstand blocking the second entrance?
The dumpsters were.
Okay.
And
so
I
don't know.
understand needing to wait. We're totally fine with that. We're packing up the VIP tent anyway. But we couldn't even get out because there were so many trucks trying to pull in and they wouldn't let us out at all.
So what we can do is I can, as we get closer, just remind me of that. I'm taking notes, but we can potentially position a officer there to kind of somewhat direct traffic. And if it's finding that they're in that same situation where they're not allowing you out, then they can at least stop traffic to let you out. If the space is available, right? So I mean, if they're jackknifed and you can't get out, then obviously we can't.
Oh yeah, totally.
So we're willing to look and see what options we have, specifically for those that even city council, Bryce and I kind of talked about where they might be able to park. And we think we have space in front of the police department, like right in front of the police department, that I believe there's 9 spaces that we can maybe give to them. And what we're going to end up doing is when we open up the roadway, we can control that right-hand turn lane a little bit better. So if they're parked in our parking lot, we can guide them to make that right-hand turn, and then they can either go westbound or go, they won't be able to go southbound. They can either go westbound or northbound. And so that might be an option for the VIP tent, depending on how many vehicles you guys have. That might be another option where you're not even worried about that.
Okay, thank you.
Mm-hmm. And Tim, the thing we're going to need more trash cans on Center Street from 4th East to Center. Actually, no, I'm sorry. Yeah, from 4th East to Center.
They kind of help, but they also just kind of, they funnel the trash at least, but we'll definitely put more out.
Yeah, more trash cans. And then we need more can sticks off on from Lube Dock to Center Street. Especially now, one benefit of having that medium in is that you won't have people crossing over, trying to cross over. But we still want to formulate kind of a plan for everybody to go northbound. I know it sucks, but if you're parked in that Smith's parking lot, it's going to be a fluid line where you're just going to be able to go. We're going to shut down the number 3 lane, and then it's just people are going to be able to get on the lane of travel and just go westbound. Or sorry, go northbound. And I want candlesticks all. What's that?
You wanting more than you had last year?
Yes,
Like
because we had people that because we didn't have
last year, or 25 more last year than the year before that. You had like almost 50 cones, I think, or more than that even. But I can work on that. Just give me a number.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, maybe you and I, we can get together and we can talk, because you had cars that were coming out of Lube Dock and they're trying to cut across the traffic because they want to go westbound. And there was gaps within those candlesticks. So I want to try to minimize and make sure they realize they can't only go because they're cutting across traffic and they're stopping traffic.
Right.
It's bottlenecking. So
you'll make it work.
Cool. Awesome. Appreciate it. And that's about all I have right now.
Thanks, Jerry.
You're talking about like at the end of the night, like after fireworks, because people are leaving this parking lot. Are you having any problems down at that end with the parade traffic exiting and heading northbound, or we talk? Is that what we're?
It's all parade route.
So this is all parade.
Yeah.
So I'm just wondering, have we tried signs that say like we put in the Smith's parking lot little flower garden things that say like parade traffic this way, parade traffic exit right? Like, have we tried that? can we put signs? I mean, people are still gonna break rules because they are people and they will, but have we tried signs?
And no, we haven't tried signs, but usually.
No, I don't, I personally have worked that detail, and even me standing out there telling people where to go, they still disregard it and they go. They go where they want to go. And so my thought is if you have enough, if we have enough candlesticks, they're going to realize there's not a gap, and they're going to end up hitting the candlestick in order to be able to make that maneuver to go westbound. I know we do put signs. I think we put signs right there by Key Bank telling people that, hey, this lane's closed.
We'll have a virtual signboard up there as well. That's saying that road's closed as well, so that'll be lit up like a day or so before. That's me and you talk. I have some ideas we might try to as well. It might work out.
Awesome. Cool.
And I do put it like on the map that I send out, all the entries where they go out. So maybe after you guys have your meeting, you could just send me like an idea and make my maps more specific.
Okay.
This is your exit route.
No, I'm not. And let me be clear. I'm not talking about the parade because the parade is good. Like I think we have that dialed in. We do the same thing. We try to flow them through. And I believe we have, the primary, which is right between Lube Dock and the Thai place. And then the secondary is the next one past Lube Dock, between like Lube Dock and the bank. So that's the secondary. So we try to flow everybody. South. And what you can do is just make sure they realize that they cannot unload just when they pull into the Smith's parking lot. They need to be instructed to keep going south until it stops organically. And then that's when people can unload. Because what happens is in the process of you have people that are bottlenecked because they're trying to unload people, and people can't get into the Smith's parking lot. So if any direction is just telling them they need to keep going south through the Smith's parking lot, and then that's when they can unload. Now, we did make the caveat last year with some of the bigger rigs, like some of the semi trucks that are not big enough. Then we'll have them continue to go westbound, and we'll have them kind of funnel off to the right shoulder, and then they can unload there. And then either they can go straight to go westbound, or they can make a right and go northbound. And I thought that worked. And those are just not far and few, but we'll usher them through saying, hey, you're too big to go through the parking lot. Come, keep going straight.
Okay, and you guys have got that on your end.
Yep, we got that on. Yeah, that's not on you guys. It's just it's the citizens that are viewing the fireworks. That's where the issue is. That's where the issue is. Not so much the people worth the parade.
So the parade unloading is basically the shop parking lot.
Yep.
Unload from the parade. Okay.
That's correct. Yep.
Oh, last year, so. Good. Okay. Heath, is Heath on there?
Heath is on.
Perfect.
Yep, I'm here. So not a lot yet. Starting to spend the next month working on getting our mass gathering permit. And then I'll get with Jeremy and Tim to kind of go through our emergency plan as needed. Pete, it sounds like with the change from Summerfest to Oremfest, we'll have to get together and create some new signs for our Everbridge stuff that we put out.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess, Jeremy, if you're still here, are you going to want me to ask Quittner for those security camera trailers that we used last year?
Yes, I mean, whatever we used last year, definitely, I'd like to use that. And then we'll get, because that was, are you talking about Live Link?
Yeah, just the stuff that we pulled off that we used last year.
Yeah, yep.
Okay, I'll have a meeting with him tomorrow, so I'll ask him if we can get those secured for Oremfest now.
And then Heath, are you able to also, you remember, we talked about having maybe a rescue unit or some individual stage, maybe at 4th East and Center. Is that something, and it maybe doesn't necessarily have to be a rescue unit, but maybe if they have paramedics, just in case there's an incident.
Okay, yeah, I did bring that up with Chief Sanderson. I'll talk to Sean as well tomorrow.
Cool.
So, and see what they have. It might just be that we pull the one out of the park and have them stage there instead of having everybody there at the park.
Yeah, that'll work. And they're,
So-
and if, especially if they're centered, well, it would be a little bit closer. Because I was thinking eighth east of center, not fourth.
Okay.
So they just be eighth east of center. That way they can have a streamline if something happens at eighth south or go westbound.
Okay. Yeah, I'll follow up tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay. Yep.
Okay,
And then that's all I've got unless there's any questions.
sounds great. Debbie already gets her report, so anyone have a motion to end? Motion to adjourn,
Motion to adjourn, this is made.
Oh, yeah.
the second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It's a really big committee tonight.
The faithful three.
Yeah.